Hello everyone, so it is next day and we are recording another part of the series. So last time I think we covered Explorer and Properties, and today we will cover Terrain Manager. So Terrain is right here next to Toolbox. We can talk about Toolbox later, but I wouldn't recommend using Toolbox very much from the start, so you don't get used to it and you actually learn yourself how to do the stuff. Toolbox, when we are at it, is like a place where people are posting their stuff, but there are many problems with it. For example, there can be viruses and so on. We can talk about it later, how to remove viruses and so from it. So click here on editor, on Terrain editor. You can close this stuff. And Terrain editor is basically terrain. This create, first section is create, and then there is edit. Create is like generation of the terrain. It's like automatic generation. We can generate something, for example, here you choose size, again XYZ. That's basically the blue button, red button and green button. So you choose how big it should be. So let's import it. This is for automatic generation, but I don't use it very much because there is a plugin for it. I don't know, for example, it crashes or something. You can try it yourself. Wait, that was generation, sorry. So let's generate something. Yes, it's basically automatic generation and you can generate whatever you want. Clearing is clearing the terrain, but this is more interesting and more useful. Let's go first to sculpting. So sculpting is adding stuff on the terrain. So no, let's go to draw first. So drawing is when you spawn new parts. Yes, let's make some small place here where we will be doing our stuff. So drawing, you do something like for the first time spawning the stuff. Sculpting is when you add on the stuff or remove. You always have here brush mode. Subtracting means editing, and adding, of course, adding. You have multiple brush shapes. This blocky one is good for some borders if you want to make some obby and you want the player to go through this part and you want to make it as barriers or some to make the game look better. But you can use it for example. Honestly, I never used cylinder, but it can be I see used also as some barriers that look pretty nice in my opinion. You can edit brush size. If you click this, it doesn't have the same numbers in the both sections. Now pivot position, it's positions where hard to explain honestly, just check what I'm doing. No, I will explain. Well, center is in the middle, bottom is in the bottom. You can see on the mouse and tab it on the top. Snapping voxel, let's go to this. It's basically like when you use snapping here, it's the same in the terrain. It's more like precise, and off is like when you have this turn off, this box checked off. This is self-explanatory. When you don't want to sculpt water or remove from the water, you just check bar this and ignore parts. And down here you have materials to choose from. Sculpting, same things here are same things. Auto material, this is something new probably. It probably like puts the same material that there is already. When you do this on grass, it will grass, and if you do it on water, it will spawn water. That's my conviction of this. Smoothing is good for hills, or if you are too lazy and you don't want to make the terrain more interesting, you can use smoothing on flat places and make it more messy and more realistic. You can also, as you can see, you can also put the hills down in more convenient way. Painting is changing the already existing terrain, and flattening is flattening basically. Yes, and there are several modes for flattening, and you basically use the one that fits you best. Filling is basically probably like generating, yes, and this is good for barriers basically. I will recommend one plugin that when you spawn part, which is, I think it is faster and better than this and more convenient for you, is when you put part on the place where you want the terrain to be. For example, if you want to make it more rotated, because you cannot rotate very much, the terrain is messy for some reason, you cannot use many degrees. There is plugin from mcargus, and when you click it, it's pretty simple. You choose material 0, for example we would want rock, and when we click on the already existing part, it changes. It saves a lot of time. Now let's check the rotation that I spoke of. It's right here in the transform, so let's check the selection. You see, oh, they actually fixed it, great. Before it was so messy, but now you can move however you want, that's great. Sea level, if you want to spawn sea, like water basically. I don't know if there is sand down here. I honestly use mostly the part plugin, but when I know about that transform, that you can move freely in the transform, then I maybe start use this too. You see, not every builder is special. We also learn things on the go often. So this was terraining, and few stuff to note. When you will be freely spawning the stuff, it can become messy. So if you want to make more precise lines, you can use a plugin. If you want to make wedge from terrain or something, you can just use this. This is also better for optimization, because you don't have to spawn too much terrain, you see, and it's just wedge. There is also some technique which I can learn you how to make this with just terrain editor. But when there is this method with this plugin, then just use the plugin. I will link it in the description. Hopefully it is still free, because why waste your time? So thank you for watching this part, and let's go to part 1. So now I'm just editing the part, and I realized that I forgot something to mention. So if you go to workspace and terrain, and if you were wondering about why there is 3D grass, we will explain that right now. So the grass is this decoration check mark, so if I turn it off, it goes away. 3D grass at the moment only works for grass terrain, only this type of terrain, and not mud or something. Now you can also change grass length if you want it higher. You can also edit all material colors, or all material terrain color, watercolor, water reference, a lot of things. But most important thing that I wanted to mention was this decoration of grass, of 3D grass and grass length. Thank you for watching once again.